Hi everyone, my name is Tammy Santini. I'm the owner of Paradise Getaways, and I work with a lot of brides and grooms who are looking to do a destination wedding and they're just not quite sure where to start. So I created this presentation to help all of you out there have a good plan of action on what to think about when you start your planning process. So here are my 7 tips to plan your perfect destination wedding. Tip number one is to look at the dates. Sometimes it's easy to choose a date based on, what you do for a living, like if you're a teacher, for example. But sometimes it's good to have a couple different dates in mind in case if you want to be able to compare what the rates are going to be and to, if you have any fears that about weather or different things like that. So it's good to have at least a couple of different ideas in mind to get the ball rolling when it comes to choosing your dates. The next thing would be the vision, and this would be what you're envisioning for when you're saying your I do's. So thinking about who will be there, what your color scheme will be, where the location is, the time of day it will be, and just, when you close your eyes, what do you see? Do you see, you and your honey bunny standing on a white sand beach under an arch of pink and orange flowers at sunset and your closest friends and family are gathered all around? Or maybe you're at a gorgeous gazebo with lush tropical foliage all around and it's like a cliffside gazebo overlooking the sea and you have dozens of white chairs with black satin bows. So, thinking about what it is that you see when you're saying your I do's. And sometimes, you haven't really thought about this part quite yet. So, if you need some inspiration, I have a photo gallery on my website, which is paradisegetaways.net. And under the Destination Weddings tab, there's a Destination Weddings photo gallery. It's only 100 pictures, that's all I could fit in there, so that was really hard for me to choose which 100 pictures I was going to put on there, but hopefully that will give you a good idea of what's available for decor and just give you some inspiration as you decide what your vision is. The next thing to think about is your guest list. Obviously, you don't know everyone who's coming right off the bat, but generally speaking, you know who for sure will be there. And thinking of those people, are you going to have any children there? Are you going to have any elderly people there? If you do have children, what are their ages? Do you even want to have children there? And if this is going to be adult only, will you have single adults or will you have all couples? There are, just so you know, there are resorts that are just for couples only. And what that means is that they cater to having 2 people in a room, and that's how they base their room rates, and they're all going to be king size beds. So even if there's one person in that room, they're going to pay the same rate as if 2 people are in the room. So that's just a little helpful hint there for you. And then where the majority of your guests are traveling from to make sure that the ease of travel it comes into play as well. But then also thinking about your guests too, I like to always ask questions about guests when it comes to, let's say, the elderly, if there's any disabled people, any dietary concerns. Certainly you don't want to, if someone has a knee problem, go to, even though it would be super awesome and really, really beautiful, a cliffside resort that has a ton of stairs. That would be like a nightmare for your guest that has a knee problem. So just, thinking about all of those little things makes a big difference in honing in on that locale. The next thing would be the experience that you and your guests want to have and you want your guests to have. And of course, you as a couple, you've got your own kind of ideas and your own personality, and maybe you guys are like really social and active and you like to dance the night away. But thinking about your group as a whole and what you want them to have available to do. And sometimes you want them to be in a location where they can walk right off the resort and go do some shopping or experience some nightlife. Maybe you just want to be able to do a group activity or an excursion or something cultural. But things like, having golf available, maybe a casino, Spanish lessons, cooking lessons, wine tasting, fine dining, all of those things. Just making a list of all of the ways that would best depict you as a group so that you can have the experience that you're really, really looking to have for everyone. Next thing would be the aesthetics and what your style is. Well, most of us have a certain style, and you can tell sometimes by just how we decorate our house. But when we're looking to go away, we definitely all will gravitate towards something that best fits our personality. So maybe you're really looking for something modern and cosmopolitan chic, contemporary. Maybe you want something rustic or authentic, but still upscale. Maybe it's just really luxurious that you just think of something really luxurious or something elegant. So maybe you're a combination of all of those things. But it's good to look at resorts online. Definitely use the web as a tool to find some pictures of resorts to see what it is that makes you go ooh and ah when you see a picture, what, and then just making a mental note of that. And I do have a lot of great pictures on my Facebook page if you'd like to check that out. Facebook.com/paradisegetaways.net. And like this picture here on this slide is, and most of the pictures actually in this whole presentation are my own, so you can see kind of what things look like for real. Nothing doctored up, just a regular camera. And then next thing to think about would be why. Why are you choosing to do a destination wedding over a traditional wedding? Maybe it's logistical. Maybe you just have a bunch of people coming from all over the place anyway, and this would just fit exactly what everybody needs and be a really fun way to get everybody together and create this really unique experience. And sometimes, people do a destination wedding just so that they can avoid the stress and hassle of a traditional wedding, maybe the financial burden of a traditional wedding. You need something that's going to be more budget friendly. Whatever your reason, use that as your driving force and as your foundation as you make decisions in your planning process, and not forgetting what the purpose is and why you chose to do a destination wedding. And definitely working with a destination wedding specialist will enhance your experience, because obviously you want to be able to get all the value and the offers that are out there for brides and grooms and the extra amenities for having a group wedding. So using someone who has some connections and can really guide you in that will make a huge difference in your overall experience, and then also in the experience that your guests will have as well. And the next tip would be to schedule a strategy session with myself. And again, my name is Tammy, and I am a destination wedding designer. And people come to me at different phases in their planning process. Sometimes they've kind of gotten started and maybe even have worked with somebody else and just are not getting what they're looking for. Sometimes they're just getting started and they're not sure, even what to do. So a strategy session with me is just a 30-minute phone consultation. Before we meet, I send you a form that I have you fill out and send back to me, and it's just a bunch of questions that I ask. And that way, when we do talk, it's a very productive time together, so that you can get some real good, solid ways of getting started. A good guidance and a good plan of action, so that you kind of know what you should be looking for and what you should do. And then just working with me so that I can make sure that all of your hopes and dreams come true and everything you want actually becomes a reality. Um, if you're feeling at all overwhelmed, a little bit stressed about all of this, then it's definitely a good thing to work with someone who can kind of ease that stress a little bit and walk you through all of these things and make sure that you know everything that's available to you to make the day exactly the way you want it to be, and that you won't have to have any fears of Aunt Susie missing her flight, or what do we do if there's a tropical storm, and all of those different things. Being able to have someone to help you through the whole process. And I would be delighted to work with you.